What's up, you guys, and welcome to this video. So happy you're joining me today because I am excited about this new mini series that I am doing in 2021. Last year, I taught you guys how to shop for cameras on eBay. This year, I want to challenge myself, do something a little bit different. I'm going to be flipping for a Hasselblad 500C or CM. Let's get into it. All right, so the basics of my channel is typically sharing with you guys cheap and affordable ways to enjoy film photography, because as you know, the more popular it's becoming, the more expensive it's becoming. But that's also okay, because we want more people to get involved in film photography to keep it around longer. If you've been shooting film for a while, say you've been on 35mm for a while and you're looking to get into medium format, but you're afraid because it's kind of expensive and perhaps don't have all the money up front to go out and buy a new Pentax 6.7, RB 6.7, a Fuji 690, but you really want to get into medium format. I'm going to show you a way that myself and a lot of my friends get higher end medium format cameras, or just more expensive cameras in general. I'm going to be flipping items that I already own, turning a profit, and then putting the money earned towards purchasing a new Hasselblad 500 CM. Now I went back and forth about which camera to upgrade to, because the Rolleiflex looks really nice to me as well, especially with the 80mm f2.8 lens. It is pretty, but I already have a Yashica A, and the Yashica A essentially rolled out as the knockoff version of the Rolleiflex. So I didn't necessarily want to spend that much money on a similar camera, because I'm quite happy with my Yashica A right now. And before you dive into my comments telling me they're different, Talya, they're not the same. One's a BMW and one's a Toyota. I like Toyotas, okay? A lot of people do. They are popular, but I also have a thing for German engineered automobiles too. I see the appeal. But what I'm saying is that I already have a TLR, is what it came down to. But I don't have a modular medium format camera. After weeks of using my friend CeeLo's Hasselblad 500C, I took a liking to it, a shining to it. I felt a calling, I felt a bonding, and I really liked the images that I had been producing with this camera. So I decided I'm going to flip for a Hassi. Not wasting more time. I'm going to show you exactly how I do this, where I post my items, how I break down how much I believe an item is worth, and how I kind of negotiate back and forth with sellers. And it's not always easy flipping for a profit, but I'm going to show you my tips, techniques, and give you insights into how I go about making this happen. All right, so during this first week, I took a quick inventory of things I had around my apartment that I wasn't using. This idea first came to me back in 2017, I want to say, just flipping in general to make extra money. I'm going to thank Gary V, because he did a flipping challenge in 2017 on the Breakfast Club, and I caught on to it late, but when I did finally see the interview, I made quite a bit of money doing this. And he recommends going to garage sales, thrift stores, picking things up, but he also said start in your house first. Look around your house for things that you are not using and sell them off, because the item sitting in your house is not making you any money. You're losing money as it sits in your house because it's depreciating. So I did an inventory of things that I just am not using, and this is what I came up with first. The first thing I wanted to get rid of was my Epson scanner V370. I have literally had this scanner sitting in a box in my boudoir for over a year now, because I had upgraded to the Epson V550. Next up, I looked at my cameras, and I looked at cameras that I just really was not using, and it was my Olympus Om-1 and also my Ricoh KR5 Super 2. I also had a kit lens that came with the Nikon D200 when I purchased it that I never used. It's a zoom lens. Zoom lenses are not my personal favorites, and I typically don't use them as much, so I put that up. The last item I put up was a Tamron zoom lens as well that I bought to pair with the Canon T5i years ago, which I was not using either because I don't own that Canon. It is still my friend's camera. He still lets me borrow it from time to time, but I still had this lens. So I put all these items up. I took pictures of them and I posted them. First thing I did was take good images of these items. On my video, how to buy cameras on eBay, good photos. Now it's critical when selling to take good photos as well. You want to give the people a great visual of what you're selling so that they don't have as many questions. They can see what they're getting, and it saves you a lot of hassle, right? So I took good photos of the merchandise that I was selling, and I wrote good descriptions of what I was selling as well. A lot of people don't pay attention to keywording when they post things. I do. So I say exactly what the make and model is of the item that I'm selling in the title, and then in the description I go down and I list again the exact wording of the make and model of the item that I'm selling, so that when people put it in the search, they're going to be getting hits in like 2 different areas on my posting. So I'll be towards the top of their search, right? That's very important. First thing I did was choose the platforms. I went right to OfferUp first, because the good thing about OfferUp is you can post your items on there for free, and then you can have people come and pick them up for you. You have to pay shipping or pay a percentage to the OfferUp platform, which is fantastic. Next, I put everything up on Craigslist as well, because it's kind of the same scenario. People don't use Craigslist as much anymore, but on occasion, people do. So I wanted to make sure I had 2 places where people could go to buy my items, where I wouldn't end up having to pay shipping or a percentage fee to the platform in which I had listed my items. After my items were listed, I waited. I waited. The first day, I got lucky. The first day I sold 2 items. I sold the Nikon zoom lens really quickly. I sold it on the same day. And that just really gave me a confidence boost to let me know, okay, great, people are buying during this season. It gave me hope. And when you're selling, hope goes a long way. Within the first week, I sold off 2 other items. I sold off my Olympus Om-4. With the Om-4, I ended up posting it to eBay because I got a little bit impatient with waiting. So I posted a few items on eBay. I did the Om-4 and I did the Tamron zoom lens because they just were not moving. The Epson scanner went off without a hitch on OfferUp. I refused to put that item up on eBay because I did not want to pay for shipping. Shipping is all about weight. I would have lost more money with shipping than I would have made, okay? I ended up selling the Ricoh camera and 2 lenses as well on OfferUp, and not having to pay any shipping on that either. I felt really good by the end of my first week because I had sold 3 out of the 4 items that I had posted. So, whoop whoop, confidence boost. The Tamron lens did not go as smoothly. I turned down quite a few offers on the Tamron lens. I felt like the offers were undervaluing the lens. It's actually a pretty decent lens and it was in great shape. I didn't use it that much. So some of the offers were like $30. I think I got one for $40. I got an offer for $50 and I didn't take it. My asking price was $70, and I got to this price because I went onto eBay and I looked to see how much this lens was trending for on eBay, and it was said clear as day that it was being sold for $79.99 used. So I really didn't want to take a big profit loss of $20 for this lens. But now looking back on it, I should have probably let it go for $50 because I'm not using the lens. And if you're not using something, it is costing you money. You know, I could have $50 right now instead of having this lens take up space in my apartment. So that's something to kind of keep in mind when negotiating with people, because on OfferUp, they shoot you an offer and you have to say to yourself, is it better for me to let it go and to make some money or not? And a lot of times it really comes down to how much you value the item, because it's kind of like Gary Vee says, the market is going to tell you how much something is worth and you have to pay attention. So it's on me to pay attention to how well items are performing and to listen to the feedback that I'm getting on items that I'm posting. So yeah, I still have this Tamron zoom lens and I'm waiting for an offer. So to date, I have sold 4 out of the 5 items that I posted the first week of my Flipping for a Hossie challenge. I'm going to keep you guys posted on how this thing goes. I'm hoping it doesn't go too long. Let me put my profit up here somewhere. Profit, boom. Here's my profit right now. Here's the estimate on how much I think it'll cost to buy a Hasselblad. The thing with buying used film cameras is that the market fluctuates. Sometimes the price dips. You can get a really nice camera for a cheaper rate. And sometimes the price for a camera skyrockets and you can end up paying significantly more for an item. Case in point, I bought my Leica M3 body in December. It was a couple days out from Christmas, and I noticed that the price of Leica M2s was skyrocketing. And it's probably because there's been so much literature and videos put out recently praising the Leica M2. and I was looking at the Leica M3. So the Leica M3 was trending down in price. I was able to buy my Leica M3 for $1,250. Whereas I checked eBay yesterday, and the Leica M3, it's trending at about $1,500 to $1,700 right now for just the body. It does matter when you buy your cameras. So keep that in mind, and kind of pay attention to the market. Check KEH, see how they're pricing cameras. Film Supply Club, I started looking onto their website because they typically sell cameras in really good condition. See how they're pricing. They were doing a sale not that long ago, so maybe they're trying to get rid of their inventory to get some new cameras in. But they were doing a sale on some really nice cameras as well. And then check eBay to see how prices are trending on there too, because it's important to kind of be aware of how much money you're going to be spending and how much you can sell items for. All right, you guys, that is it for episode 1 of Flipping for a Hassie. I hope you learned some things today, learn from my mistakes, learn from my successes. And if you yourself are interested in flipping for the camera of your dreams, join me, okay? I don't want to do this alone. You can continue to watch as I will update you guys periodically on how I am doing on my journey to my Hasselblad. And yeah, hit me up. If you like this video, please make sure you give it a like. It is the best way to support the channel, and it helps me out on YouTube a lot. If you haven't done so yet, subscribe to the channel because I would love to have you, and I will see y'all in the next one. All right, everybody. Peace.